me get back to my seat here. Ooh, almost made it. That would have been great for live TV right there. I tell you what.
It's like, where'd he go?
All right. Well, welcome to the final live stream of goRIA here at the FPA National Conference in Phoenix. And this is kind of a special deal. We do our weekly live streams, but now we're doing a few of them at these conferences. And I'm glad to have Mac Gardner with us for this last one for the day. Last but not least, saving the best for last, filling the blank.
Anchor for the track folks out there.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And as a lot of you probably already know, Mac is the founder and executive director for a fraternity, a financial planning fraternity, financial services fraternity called MNY. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. First, I want to give a lot of thanks and props to our sponsor, LPL Financial. And as I like to say, if you like LPL as an independent broker dealer, you will love LPL as an RIA custodian. All right. Hey. Having said all that, I made that up myself.
Yeah, off the top.
And it's true. That. Yeah, that's true. It's true. They got a great value proposition. Okay. So, Mac, welcome to the show here today.
Thank you for having me, Chuck.
All right. So, who says financial services is boring, right? Some people do. I don't think so.
If you're not swimming in the pond and you're looking at it from the outside in, you could construe that. But been in the business for 20 plus years, feel fortunate, feel blessed, certified financial planner.
Yeah.
What we do is impactful. You know it. A lot of the friends in our circles know it. Financial planning is a noble and I believe very fulfilling career path. We just need more young people to know that it's that great.
For sure. And to that end, you have a fraternity, which is awesome. Tell us about that.
So I am blessed. I serve on the advisory board of University of South Florida's Personal Financial Planning degree program. Our program started in 2017. And when I was sitting with the students and asking them, okay, what do you want this program to look like? What do you want out of this program? A consistent message was, Mac, we want something that's like built by us for us. So I scanned the marketplace, if you want to call it, and I noticed that if you are an accounting major, if you are an insurance major, if you're a finance major, there is a professional co-ed fraternal organization for you. I looked at ours and we didn't have anything.
Now that hurts if insurance has a fraternity before us. That hits home. That hits home.
I know. And so I looked around and sat with the students and really just started piecing this thing together. What do we need to do? How do we do it? Reached out to FPA. FPA was on board. They loved the idea. And so we started this MNY Mu Nu Upsilon fraternity. We are the only and first professional co-ed fraternal organization for personal financial planning students or those in the financial services community.
That's fantastic. And I was actually speaking with Dan Moisan earlier today. I'm horrible with names, and I apologize, Dan. And I didn't realize that there's something in the order of 200 CFP curriculums in 200 colleges throughout the country.
Yes.
That's amazing. I had no idea. I've been a CFP for a quarter century. I never knew that.
So I love what CFP board is doing to make the requirements to get the CFP more stringent. You know, you look at CPAs, you need to have a degree, which is great because that then opens up more programs for universities and more opportunities for universities to start these programs. The issue that we're seeing, and USF is a great case, Chuck, and I'll tell you why. The PFP program at University of South Florida is housed in the business school. Ask me how many business students know that USF has a personal financial planning degree program. Very few don't. And
right.
So MNY is being utilized at USF to bring more awareness and attention to that career path, to that degree program. And we're finding other universities are looking to utilize in that manner as well.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. So are you at that one university currently?
So USF is the first. We launched our first student chapter, fall of 2022, and we had a few of the executives are running around here at the conference, and so we had them shaking hands and meeting people as well as meeting other PFP programs that are here doing different events. Mm-hmm. University of North Texas just launched their second, and then Texas Tech University is going to be the third, and we're speaking with K-State, we're speaking with Craig Lemoyne at Illinois. We're talking to all these universities that have PFP programs to say, hey, this is something that we want to put out there and we want to help bring you more students and get more momentum going.
And I tell you what, whatever we could do to bring young, good, talented people into our profession, all for it. I mean, that's fantastic. So, what is your favorite hazing ritual in MNY?
So what we try, we thought about like lead weighted piggy banks. No, we are truly at a point, I think at an inflection point as an organization, because you're seeing more marketing, you're seeing more awareness of financial planning, you're seeing this need for guidance, you're seeing this technology. So a lot of things are coming together, Chuck, for us at MNY that we're viewing as tailwinds for promotion. And so we're going to keep the hazing to a minimum. We are, after all, a professional fraternal organization. But if you have some ideas, I'll willing to listen.
No, but you have to have a secret handshake. Come on.
So interestingly enough, we developed today at the FPA conference.
I was just joking, really?
Our MNY chant. We do have
right.
an MNY chant that we developed together as a team. And so
All right.
It's all about community.
Absolutely.
And if you talk to folks who are in the business and you say, hey, if there was a personal financial planning degree program, when you start off your career, how do you think it'll impact you? And typically the folks will say it'll shave 3 to 5 years off their career path if they had something like this to be able to step into.
Sure.
And then have an organization like MNY to be able to have those connections, community, and bring folks from different backgrounds into this under that one tent.
Absolutely. And fraternities are known for fun, for sure, but they're really great for your career afterwards,
Yes.
right? And this is a career that thrives on networking. So good for you for putting that together.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because MNY is based on 3 pillars. One, education. Anyone who knows me knows I am a huge advocate of financial literacy, a huge advocate of financial education. I personally believe that as a CFP or a financial advisor, we play in this pond every day. We are great resources for education. So that's pillar 1. Pillar 2 is networking. This is a relationship business, and it will continue to be a relationship business. The third is fundraising, which is tied to getting people to understand that investing in things can happen in different ways. If you are a firm and you want to assist the community, we are building out the tools and resources and organizations for these students to build these events out: banking, investing, insurance, estate planning, tax management. And then these firms can fund these events. We are a 501c3 organization. You know what else happens, Chuck? These students get to know these employers who are looking for talented people. So it's a full circle that happens with MNY when we're bringing the students and universities and the financial institutions together.
That's fantastic. And young people, they are the future for everything, but certainly this career that we're in, right? Financial planning is getting a little, long in the tooth, as they say. So bringing some youth into this. So let's pivot for just a moment. We are goRIA, right? So everything we want to talk about is how does this relate to the RIA space? So you talk to a lot of young people all the time now, especially with this. How are they viewing the RIA space versus the broker-dealer space, this whole movement, trend, inertia toward fiduciary? How are they looking at it? Do you see any college kids that are like, I want to go out and sell some insurance?
How much time we got of this podcast here?
Yeah.
Because that's a deep one. So here, me personally, being in the business for 20 plus years, have seen the tidal wave change of what the RIA model has done for the industry.
Yep.
It's benefited, I think, a lot of folks. It's benefited firms. It's benefited the industry, built a glide path revenue. So we can talk about it. The other benefit it's done is to be able to provide a compensation structure for students to be able to come into a practice, have a pretty decent salary, right? And then grow with that practice. I came in at a time when it was a commission-based world, and it
Sure.
can be tough.
Eat what you kill.
Very tough for a young person coming in, and someone says, well, who's your circle of influence? And go out there and sell them some stuff. And, and if you don't have that circle, you may not do well. So I could get very philosophical on how the RIA model has helped the industry, and I think can help young people who are looking to get into this industry provide a smoother glide path from a compensation perspective, and then keep them in the business as opposed to having them drop off a year, 18 months into it because they can't make any money.
That's right. But are you having these discussions with them, to compare and contrast the BD model versus the RA model? Is that a big topic? It must be.
So if you come to USF board meetings, Mac Daddy's the real guy. I straight talk these young men and young women about the industry, pros and cons to the models. The fact that there are varieties of models out there, and you may want to get into this business, but may not be an advisor. You may want to be in operations. You may want to be in marketing. You may want to be in something. So we have very transparent, very honest conversations. Because I think you have to. We are just trying to get more people in the business. We want you to be fully aware of what your options are.
Okay, that sounds good. And you bring up a good point. So operations, right? So I run a firm, and it is really, really hard to get people, right? Especially now. Yeah. And so we've pivoted to going with remote work, which is fantastic. But if MNY can help increase the pool from which we could choose from, not just for advisors, but for the traders, the operations people, all of which we need, that would be fantastic. And I assume that's part of the plan.
We want folks to realize that it's a financial services industry, right? Financial planning may be the degree because that may open the door. But once you get in the house, a lot of cool different rooms in here. This one does this. You got this that does that. We just don't have enough people line up at the door. That's why the metaphor I like to use, Chuck, is we just want more people under the tent.
Perfect.
If we can get more people of color, people of different backgrounds, diversity, inclusion is big for us, but awareness is one of the big things that we want, because I know what being in this career did for me and did for my family and the financial rewards that it's provided. And I sit with folks that have been in the business fortunate 10, 15, 20 years, and they would love to have an opportunity like this for the next generation.
Absolutely. And I really didn't come across the financial planning industry well into my career, right? I mean, I studied finance, University of Connecticut, right? Go Huskies. But there was no talk about financial planning. There really wasn't. And, I started off as a fundraiser just because of happenstances, and I did some work as a fundraiser when I was in college. Then a buddy of mine was working on Wall Street, cold calling stockbroker, right? Hard way to go and a hard way to build a business, but it was a lot of fun and it was exciting. And then, I got turned on because of actually the FPA, going to some meetings saying, oh, this seems like it's perhaps a much better way of doing this. And overnight, when cold turkey, fee-based, financial planning, CFP, the whole thing, about a quarter century ago. But if we had that resource, if MNY was at UConn, that could have been a whole different trajectory. And to your point that you said earlier, that could have shaved a decade off of my career path, right? And that's meaningful.
I have 3 kiddos. I would love for at least one of them to potentially view what Papa Bear does as a career path, and 10, 15 years ago, I couldn't say that, I can't tell you how many universities have approved the degree programs. It has to be under 200, but we're a growing career, and we feel that the time is right for something like MNY to represent what this industry can do and how it can change lives of not just people but communities.
That's perfect. So maybe we close with this. Where do you see MNY in 5 years? Where do you see it in 20 years?
5 years, we would love to have student chapters, look at the numbers, at least 40 universities. 40 universities that have degree programs.
In 5 years.
In 5 years. Have the Excel spreadsheet at home.
I'm sure you do.
That we talk about and where we're trying to. So that would be a great goal. We want to have MNY at FPA, where we have our own booth, we have our own representation, where we become synonymous with this industry and the amazing things this industry can do, because we have folks that came through, became MLI members, and are doing awesome things. So that's really what we want to be synonymous with financial services and strong students who want to do great things in our community.
Okay. That seems like a great place to end this for today. This is fantastic.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
Mac Gardner, MNY Fraternity, thanks a lot for joining us. And I can tell you, just to kind of help along with the cause, goRIA is going to make a small donation. Right? It's not going to be a game changer, but we want to be part of the success. And then my firm, Sovereign Financial, is going to match that as well.
Oh, thank you. Shake a hand on that, brother.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for that.
All right. Thanks for joining us. This was great. Okay. So on behalf of Investment News, goRIA, I'm Chuck Vela. And that's it for today's live streaming from FPA National in Phoenix. We're going to start up again first thing in the morning with a number of great guests for tomorrow. So look out for that. For now, thanks for joining us. And we will see you in about less than 12 or 14 hours. Take care.
The
Bye-bye.
journey continues.
It continues. Take care.